Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Rizing Games Podcast. This is episode 9, nearing literally one more episode, and we're at episode 10.
Wow.
I'm here with my co-host Felix.
Hello.
Yeah. So, as you all know, we're gonna be talking. Well, no, we don't know what we're gonna be talking.
You don't
about.
know what we're going to be talking about. We do.
But
though.
now you do. So.
Well, they don't yet.
Well, now they will. Palworld. We all love Palworld. That's what we're going to be talking about. If you haven't heard anything of it, well, now you know. And if you have heard stuff about it, please stay. Like, I mean, I know a lot of people do already like talked about it, but like, we're people.
Some people don't like Palworld, and that's we'll be getting onto that a little bit.
Yeah, a certain group of people.
Certain large corporate entities.
So yeah. Palworld, oh my god, if I have to be honest, when it first came out, I saw it and I was like, oh my god, I actually really want this. I really wanted it, but I had no money. Oh my god, I can get it soon! I can get it! Anyway, what are your opinions on
So I remember when Palworld trailer came out, like, it must have been like...
You said 2 years ago, didn't you?
It was 2 years ago or something, I can't remember. But when the trailer first came out, I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, this is actually going to be pretty funny. Like, it's literally just like Pokemon with guns and unethical work laws. So I was like, that seems like a pretty fun thing. Like, what more could you want? Running instead of having like a factory like sim game, like, but instead of just, I don't know, running it, there's like with people or whatever. Like, why would you want people? That's boring. Like, you could have like small animals, you could have Pokemon doing it. And also, why would you not want to run into battle with a massive like yellow Totoro holding a minigun? Like, why would you not want that?
I don't, what's the name of it? I don't, yellow.
You need to find out the PAL. I just actually see it. There's a website up now which has a lot of the PALs on. It's like a PAL Pokedex, which we'll be getting onto.
Well, I've given up. Well, but so yeah, basically, if you don't know what Palworld is, it's literally, to put it simply, Pokemon with guns, which is what everyone has been calling it. But since more and more people have been playing it, it's more like, because it's a survival game, so a lot of people have actually been saying it's a lot more like Ark than anything else. It's just like your pals are your companions, so they help you do stuff, and like Felix said,
you can run factories with them.
Yeah, and like, you know, go out hunting with them and stuff like that. So that's really cool. And I personally, I'm in the middle when it comes to survival games. But they're pretty fun, like especially with friends, which is why I really want to get it, because it's multiplayer. So, you know, that one man who was in that one episode, I'm not saying who because of I can't be bothered. And also maybe he doesn't want to know, but
I'm very with survival games, I'm very sort of, it really depends on the game specifically. Yeah. Because obviously, like, some games I find boring, but other games I find definitely fun. But Palworld, I definitely want to play anyway, just because of literally the whole pal collecting thing, because that just seems like fun. I do like, if you've seen some clips of Palworld, I like how you don't have to, because one of my least favorite things about Pokemon, which I'm going to get like probably a load of hate for, is the actual battles. I don't enjoy the Pokemon battles. The only reason I can put up with Pokemon's turn-based combat is literally because we're collecting the Pokemon, right? And that's what makes it fun. So the
Grizzball. Oh, right, no, just keep going.
So the whole thing was, with Palworld, is it kind of skips it. In fact, it really likes to. I think honestly, Palworld really cuts the chase when it comes to battles. You kind of just rock up to a pal. As far as I understand, I haven't played the game, but I'm pretty sure, from what I've seen, you just sort of pull out your gun and just shoot the damn thing, you just give him a little blast, a little tickle with your bullet, and then they'll hop right in the Pokeball or whatever it's called, the Pal
ball. Well, so yeah, that's basically it, and it's really cool. And also the name of that yellow thing that you said is called a, where's it gone?
Grizzbolt.
Yeah, a Grizzbolt or something. It's massive. But so yeah, that's really that's like the gist of Palworld really. Oh, hang on, my headset.
I'd say one of the things that people are probably noticing is we're comparing it a lot to Pokemon and drawing a lot of parallels, including calling just straight up some of the items in the game, like whatever those Palballs are, literally just Pokeballs. We're gonna get on to more about that in a little bit later.
We want to talk about the game first, like the actual game and how it is. So, and then we'll move on to these controversies.
Because there are many controversies.
So yeah, the game honestly. So obviously this is a survival game, and it's more like Ark than anything else. And the world, I thought it was like procedurally generated. I don't know why, but I'm an idiot for that. So it's just a hard set map for you to play on, and that's pretty cool. But like, it's a fact that it just seems so cool. The fact that you start out the game, when you start the game, there isn't actually any like big pals that you start fighting. What you do first is you gather resources so you can build a base so you can survive, and then you actually start getting pals. But even then, you only get the weak ones. So I don't know, the chicken one, and then the sheep one, I think. I don't know. So I don't know the names. But yeah, so that's how it starts out, and then obviously it gets progressively better or worse, however you want to like see it. And yeah, it's just stuff like that. And that's how it goes. And it seems really fun. For example, so our guest that we had on last time for episode 8 was for
just say David.
Well, yeah, David. Oh no, because why not? But yeah, no. So basically, David, he's playing it. We wanted to get him on this time, but there were some issues, so we couldn't actually get him on.
Everyone who has played it, who I know, has very much enjoyed it. And
yeah, they've literally loved it. David has. Oh my god, bro! Every single time I go to like check what he's doing, he's always playing it. Mm-hmm. Always. It's like, oh my god, bro, he's addicted to that game. But it's the fact that there isn't actually like crossplay, so people on Xbox can't play with Steam, so I can't even play with them. Damn. Which sucks. But yeah, so that's basically like that's the gist of Palworld. But what I really, really like though is the fact that you can capture humans.
Yeah.
And then also, so you know how you can eat pals.
Yeah.
And get them to do stuff.
Yeah,
you can do the same with the humans.
Yeah, because they count as pals after you catch them.
But thing is though, luckily they have actually like put a thing where it's like, this is wrong, you know. Are you sure you want to do this to a human being? Like they have a like along the lines of that.
Yeah, it says, and
then you just continue with it, and it's So
yeah, you continue with it if you're a psychopath.
Yeah, and then you nom. And it's all yummy. So yeah, that's pretty silly.
Sig cannibal confirmed.
No. Apparently the eyeball is the like tastiest part. I know that from Reddit. Anyway, what do you think of this super cool idea?
What, cannibalism?
No, the whole idea that you're able to catch like humans in Palworld and then do stuff with them.
It feels to me like that was originally a bug, and then the developers thought it was so funny that they probably just kept it in, and then made it like a feature by like adding in the whole thing about like that. They probably just did that. You can catch any entity. I need
to check the tech out. I'm not using this stupid little MacBook, so I've actually got my laptop out to do research instead, because the MacBook is so.
It's not a Mac.
It's iMacs. Oh, it's so annoying. It doesn't work. Wait, it's like.
Right, I think we should probably move on to a couple little.
Yeah, if you want to start us off.
Little controversies. So, as you would. You know how games get modded. People decided that, hey, you know, and I think before it came out, I said to some of my friends, I was like, yeah, as soon as this comes out, someone's making a respray or like some sort of a model mod to change all the pals into Pokemon, and that is exactly what happened. The first mod came out, I think it was within a few days of its release. Sig, if you could check when the Pokemon mod came out, but basically what ended up happening is there was a mod that changed all the models, and all the textures and everything. Just basically changed all the pals into their almost Pokemon counterparts, because there are a lot of similarities between a lot of the pals and certain Pokemon. Not enough that I think they're the same, but there's definitely some similarities.
Oh, it's been removed. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, the Pokemon mod got removed. That was what I was going to get onto.
Oh. When was it released though?
It was released like a few days after it came out, I think. But yeah, so as Sig just said there, what ended up happening is very quickly, because the mod included Nintendo's files, like actual files from the Pokemon game, they just modded in and rigged. Because it contained the actual models from the Pokemon game, and that's obviously Nintendo's copyrighted content, so they removed the mod from the I don't know, internet. You can probably still find it, to be honest, as with most things on the internet.
You can just find it and it'll be like, woo.
Yeah, you could definitely find it, but you know, the official download links have all been taken down, I'm pretty sure. But no, so that was pretty cool. While it lasted. I personally think that I think, right, here's the thing. I think Palworld looks a lot, or actually Palworld definitely 100% looks better than like all of the modern Pokemon games.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but it's
so much better.
It's the fact that this AAA company, right, who's been in the business for so long, I'm talking about Nintendo, but it's like they've had so much time to improve and stuff. Like, I feel like they nailed it with Pokemon Arceus or Arceus or whatever you want to call it.
I think that
I really like that one. That one, I like the way it looked and the way like stuff like went through. I mean, it's a lot better than at least Scarlet and Violet.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't like Arceus, because I remember, or the Legends Arceus. I remember when I first saw the trailer, I was like, bro, the depth of field on this is too, or not the depth of field, the level of detail is way too like low. Like, if you look off into the distance, it just looks like these green mounds, and then you go up close. It's too, it's obviously the Switch's hardware, which is the issue. I think we talked about this on the
Yeah, but the thing is that they make really nice games like Breath of the Wild.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of dumb.
You say the hardware is the issue, but the fact is, if you use the hardware cleverly, such as Tears of the Kingdom, it's a perfect example of this, you can produce really good looking stuff on Switch. I think it's just Game Freak don't seem to be using the Switch's hardware optimally, and in the end it just results in games that almost look kind of poorly made. I mean, like, if you literally look at some of the textures on the walling of the cliffs on Scarlet and Violet, I'll probably put a picture up, it looks really like, it just looks honestly just bad.
Wait, for what game again?
Scarlet and Violet cliff texture. It just looks really just flat, and just it looks like one color, and just looks like it just
and the bugs
good
as well. The bugs is just that's a whole nother thing to talk about.
But then Palworld just does it like obviously really well, because obviously it's on PC and Xbox and all these modern things, and I think it uses Unreal as the engine behind it. So Palworld kind of fixes most of that stuff. So I'd say Palworld almost does a Pokemon game in terms of graphics, at least better than an official Pokemon game does. Yeah. And I think that's why Nintendo's kind of
I'd say that like it's the fact that like we were talking about this before we started before we actually started. But it's the fact that, like you said, Pokemon fans were like being the White Knight. You said, right? Was it?
Yeah, they're White Knights.
Like, it's like, I'm sorry.
All these
like,
Pokemon
okay,
fans are sending death threats to Pocket Power.
Yeah, literally. So
Pair.
one of the main issues was the fact that a lot of these Pokemon fans were sending death threats to Pocket Pair, the creators of Palworld, which sucks, because they're just mad with the fact that their beloved franchise is worse. Like, I'm sorry. But you're gonna have to deal with it, because you know.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's a rip-off of Pokemon. It's a rip-off of Pokemon. Hear me out. Like, you know, that's not your job to be Nintendo's lawyers. That's Nintendo's lawyers' job.
Yeah, and also they don't really care. If they really cared about you, I don't think they would have released a game like Scarlet and Violet. To be honest,
Nintendo do care. That's the interesting thing. They've released statements about Palworld. Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, obviously, main controversy so far is obviously it's very similar to Pokemon, and as you know, Nintendo are very protective over their IP. So And this is actually partly because in Japan there's no fair use law. So basically, if there's any use of anything that could be considered similar enough to Pokemon, they could sue the hell out of Pocket Pair. But the thing is, it's kind of like Pocket Pair managed to make them different enough. There's that, and to be honest, I don't think Nintendo can really copyright over just the concept of creature collecting games, right? Because otherwise things like Yokai Watch, I think, would also be banned, like and Digimon, those sort of things, they'd be gone. But I think it's the fact that they made the designs very similar to Pokemon that's really the problem.
Sadly, apparently they have taken some apparently, I don't know, allegedly they have been stuff has been taken from the actual Pokemon like games and like just like remade. Whether or not that's true though, I have no idea. But I mean, in the end, like what you said, Felix, everything's a cube. Was it? What did you say? Something about?
Oh, I said. Well, here's the thing. Like, if you're gonna, I think if they took models from the original Pokemon games and then they changed them up enough, like, and they just used them as base designs. To be honest, I don't think you can really do anything about that, because here's the thing. If I got like a cube, like all these 3D models, they all start off as a cube, right? And then then you can just change that into a different shape. Like, you can always argue that something's just a different shape, slightly different, right? That's not really a ground to be able to sue, I don't think. And I think as long as they changed up the models enough with the Pokemon sprites, then they didn't really. There's no proof that they did it either, really. So. Yeah, and they made them different enough.
No, I think what I was saying, there is proof. Like, people have been taking like the models from Palworld and the models from Thingy.
They've been cross-referenced and they're similar, but they're not necessarily the same. Another thing is you have the whole AI controversy about it.
Oh yeah, the fact, like, what was it? Like, apparently used AI.
So the CEO of Pocket Pair has made a game in the past called I think it was
Palworld.
No, Spot the AI Art or something like that. It was like AI imposter or something like that. It was basically a game, I think, where you had to like figure out which art was AI and which one was real or something like that. And they've also spoken in the past about how much they like AI, which is fair enough. That's.
I mean, yeah, liking AI isn't a bad thing. Just try not to use it for the.
Then they
bad thing.
Yeah, well, then but then people are saying like, oh, well, if they like AI, then there's a fair chance that they've used AI in Palworld, right?
But at the same time, what's the problem with that? Because I mean, it is your game after all.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What is the problem with that? There is I think it's.
And what's stopping you from using AI as well? Like, you can't really complain about something that everyone has access to at this point.
I guarantee you, like, most games in the future will be using AI for some capacity. Because
sadly, but
I don't even know if it's that sadly.
I personally hate. I hate AI. I hate what it's like gonna do and what like people are, like how much people are gonna rely on it, which sucks. But I mean, it's the fact that like we are, we're developing and it sucks. But I mean, oh well, hey ho.
I think here's the thing, Palworld. It isn't an AI generated game, right? It's not an AI generated game. It's obviously handmade. It's just if they've used some AI to do some stuff with the code, or if they've used an AI to do something with the code, well,
with the characters as
or
well.
the character or whatever. Like if they did that, then like, well, whatever. They created a good game.
Exactly. So like you could tell, like I think it was like there was already 100. No, like 1 million downloads in the span of 5 days.
1 million concurrent players at once, which is the highest on Steam of all time, I think.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, no, it's like topped the charts massively. But yeah, no, I think honestly, if they're using AI, I think that's absolutely fine, to be honest.
Yeah.
As long as they're
being responsible with it, then I think I personally, if you're being responsible with AI, go ahead.
Here's the thing.
Don't abuse it.
Right, imagine in the future the Rockstar's going to make GTA 6, right? Imagine how much more dialogue they could write for how many more like different lines of NPC dialogue they could have if they just used AI to generate it all. Because here's the thing, right? Like, and I'm not talking about like the main story and the main storylines. I'm just talking about like you pass by someone randomly on the street and they exclaim something to you, or they're two people having a conversation to each other as they're walking past. that could all be AI generated, and that would allow, because here's the thing, no one wants that job, I don't think, of writing all that text, right? That's not necessary. Everyone wants the job.
Unless they get paid for them, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, even if you do it with humans, you're not going to be able to generate as much text as you could with an AI.
That is true.
And it's literally, if it's just for, like, adding atmosphere to the world of, like, people walking past, as long as you're not using it in the main story, I think it's fine. And even if you do use it in the main story, if you implement it well, then it's fine. And
I'd say no, but for the main story, I mean, like, you know, people want to experience like a new story, because I mean, obviously AI does reuse stuff.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing: if you haven't made a good game and you used AI for the main story, but your game isn't good, then here's the thing: you know, you don't have to worry about the game succeeding when it shouldn't, because the fact is, if it's a bad game and it's using AI, then it will just
be a bad game.
It will just be a bad game and no one will buy it. But then if it's a good game and it used AI, well then, you know, they obviously used it well enough that people liked it. So I think it was really, like, there's nothing to really be getting het up about. Especially since to be honest, with programming as well.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen a lot of that.
With programming, I'm gonna be real, like, all you do when you're programming, or quite often, you'll be going on Stack Overflow and you'll be taking or borrowing, in air quotes, code from other people quite often, or getting ideas from people who know how to do things, right? That's been like the meta for kind of years now. So now all we're doing is just borrowing our code from AI. That's not really any different to how it already is. So what controversy are we gonna
I'm just reading this because, like, even in so the problem is, right, is that it says here early access, right? The one thing that I am afraid of is two things relating to one thing. So first, if this lawsuit's gonna happen, I'm not too sure about it, but if it happens, you know, Palworld might have to be removed. So I want to get the game, but I don't want to get it because I'm afraid that I'm gonna lose all my money. That's one. Two. This same company has released a game called Palworld before, and it was more like a mix of Tears of the Kingdom and Genshin Impact mixed together. So yeah, it was like that. It's called Palworld. I wanted to get it, but it's been in early access for about 2 years now, and it's really buggy and other stuff like that. I really hope though that it won't be the same case for this, because it's on early access right now, but I hope that it won't be in early access at some point, you know, so the same thing won't happen to what, like, you know, how it was with Palworld, because Palworld looks like a really good game, and but it had mixed reviews, obviously. But yeah, I really wanted it. So
here's my take on the whole thing of, like, people saying that Palworld ripped off Pokemon, right, and all these things. No game nowadays, I guarantee you, is going to be an entirely new concept.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing. Like, there's many games that have already, like, made.
Most genres probably already exist.
Yeah, there was this one game that I saw, right? So it was like the shooter. It was like, I think it was called Dead Zone or something. I don't know. Basically, or Dead Zero. It was basically, it's this third person hack and slash shooter, where you fight enemies, but the gimmick is your limbs can come off, as in, like, your legs, your arms, your head, and your body can all just come off, and you can retrieve them back during battle, and it looks really, really good. So that's already been made, and I thought, I didn't even know, like, a game like that has already been made, but I guess I was wrong. So,
but yeah, well, okay, it's incredibly hard to come up with an original concept. So I think genuinely, Pocket Pair stealing, in air quotes, Pokemon. Well, and people say, oh yeah, but it's similar to Elden Ring, or the map's similar to Elden Ring. Oh, and it's basically just Ark, but with Pokemon. Well, yeah, but at that point, once you've got a combination of 3 things mixed together, that's an entirely new thing.
Yeah.
Right, that's... Like, if you break everything down, pretty much any game down, you could probably steal concepts from everything. Like, I could literally go, like...
And also, why... You know those games on, like, mobile games that are literally... Yeah. Pokemon rip-offs. I don't see Nintendo doing anything.
Yeah, but they haven't got as big.
Yeah, that's the thing. But it's but thing is, what if it did get big?
then
but,
I think there would be a similar thing.
Yeah, but like it's the fact that why have they chosen not to stop the like these cheaply made stuff, and only decided to go for the good ones?
I don't know.
That means people are still gonna make them. They just either won't make them like more noticeable, or other stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd say, like, if you like, imagine if I break down like most games, you can probably just break it down to two things. Like if I got Hollow Knight, right, a very beloved game, you know, of course, it's a great game. I love Hollow Knight. If I break down Hollow Knight, Hollow Knight is just Metroid with bugs, and melee weapons. That's Hollow Knight.
That's right.
You know, that's Hollow Knight.
Oh yeah. Well, no,
right?
that's why it's called a Metroidvania.
Yeah, it's
though.
a Metroidvania. It's ex-Castlevania. And the thing is, Metroidvanias are a genre, but the fact is, no, you don't see people complaining that every new you know, you never see someone go like, oh, this new Metroidvania game is just a rip-off of Metroid. It's like, no, it's just a game inspired by it. You know, Palworld is a creature collecting game. Yes, it's very similar to Pokemon in a lot of ways, but I'd still say, because it's got the whole base building survival element, that makes it a completely separate game. You don't really have that in Pokemon.
I really like the whole base thing. It's
very
really
cool.
It's the fact that there's also like raids that can happen towards your base,
cool.
and I was like, ooh, that's actually creating something interesting.
Here's another thing that I've seen people say, which was, I don't know, I had like a brain fart. It was about, what was it about? It was about it's a really good point as well, and it's gone.
Well, when you get back to it, just either you could just cut that bit and then just put it in this long moment, and anyway, so yeah, that's our opinions of Palworld, and stuff like that. What was it? I'd say though, like if I
remember. I remember.
Oh, go on then.
Pocket Pair. As a company, Pocket Pair have done some questionable things, is what I was going to say.
What? Well, yeah, no, I did say the thing about the early access stuff with Craft World, but
I was going to say their new game, which I'm going to be 100%
Oh, that Hollow Knight one. That
the Hollow Knight one.
I remember. Yeah,
I thought of it with Hollow Knight. Yeah, no, that game, I'm going to be 100% real. That looks like Hollow Knight. But, actually, okay, I thought it was like Hollow Knight. I saw there was another game that also came out that was very similar to Hollow Knight. And everyone was like, bro, just...
Was it the one with, like, it had, like, this, like, a tunic... No, not tunic. It had, like, some random character with, like...
There was one that was
something with
Hollow
a face on.
But then I saw actually Pocket Pair. I thought, oh, okay, they're just ripping off Hollow Knight now. Okay, that's not cool. But then I realized, actually, hang a minute. No, they've actually done something really cool with it. Imagine Hollow Knight X Mario Odyssey.
What do you mean? It's not 3D though.
It's not 3D, it's 2D. But in the trailer, as far as I saw in the trailer,
wait, what's it called? Hang on.
You look at Pocket Pair Hollow Knight, it'll probably come up. Basically, what you could do is you could take control of the enemies after like attacking them or something, which I thought was super cool because I was like, actually, okay, this is now a unique concept.
Lightning rod for criticism. Damn.
So here's the thing, like Pocket Pair as a company, they seem to just take games and fuse them.
When's Silk Song coming out, bro? Like I haven't played the original Hollow Knight, but one of my friends, like, oh my god, they love Hollow Knight, and they've been waiting for
Silk Song.
Yeah, to come out for like so long.
25 years.
I wonder. Oh look, no, that's Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight release trailer. No. Well, I think we should probably be.
Should we wrap up?
Rippity wrapping it up.
Rippity wrap. Yeah, because Felix, you need a little thingy. I need to make sure. I need to like not forget that. What I just do. I need to not forget about the whole thingy because of bro, oh my god, I was so caught up with coursework and stuff like that. I just ended up. I basically forgot about the podcast for like the entire week. So, but this time, no. This time.
Music.
No.
The podcast's the most important thing in existence.
Yeah, no. Throw everything else away. Podcast only.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
The thing is, this time,
I'm gonna make a meme of this and I'm gonna put it up on stream. You know, get in, Shinji. It's time to record a Rizing Games Podcast episode. Right? That's like us. It's like, get in, Sig. We're gonna record the podcast.
That's more like what I would say, though.
Actually, no, you'd say it. No, it'd be you and me. We'd rock up some random person in class and just tell them to get in. We're recording.
David, we're recording the episode. Get on.
Get in, Riley. We're recording an episode.
But yeah. So
get in, Bobby. Ooh. Bobby episode. I'm waiting for that.
That would be what would we talk about? Because we can't talk about that, or else we're gonna get backhand.
We're gonna get
forehand.
We can't ruin the episodes for you guys.
I'd say something about like.
Don't spoil it for them.
You can bleep it out. It's not. You can add a little.
But anyway, we should be doing the outro anyway. So.
Well, yeah. I'm literally just shutting down my laptop because I needed to charge a little bit more. But yeah, thank you guys very much for listening to us ramble and yap on about Palworld. Even though this has been like we're like a week. By now we'll be 2 weeks.
This episode was meant to be recorded last week.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah. So if you haven't. Oh, God.
If you haven't.
Hang on. Oh, my brain's dead.
You should like and subscribe. If you like the podcast.
Smash that like button and smash the subscribe button and hit the bell. And don't forget to like the video. Oh, you need to cut that out.
And goodbye.
Oh, and also, yeah, play Palworld and don't use AI for like bad things. Bye! Oh, wait, hang on, where's the mouse? Bye!